Do I look right at the camera? My name is Jeff Dean and I live in Denver.
My name is Wendy Dean and I am 29 years old.
I'm 29 years old and I work for a commercial real estate company.
And I'm a high school youth pastor at a Presbyterian church. I just am really excited about the project because so many people around the world don't have clean water.
So now we're going to walk in and kind of get a tour of the church and hand out water bottles to the local community.
We passed out about 100 bottles and these
flyers.
Flyers to let the community know about tomorrow's event for the free water. It was fun.
That's a Sabu. Some of these kids just cradling the bottle, reading it over and over again, taking it home to their parents, to their mothers, and I mean nobody blew it off.
They were all very excited to get the water. You could tell on their faces.
All right, we pulled up about 10 o'clock this morning and things were already underway. There was probably like 60 or 70 people in the church getting spoken to by a woman from the Department of Health that represents this area in Guatemala. So she was just telling them all about how to keep the garrafores clean and just basic sanitation. As part of the health talks, I kind of got roped into the raffle part where I drew numbers out of the plastic bag and read them off, and everybody in the audience was looking because if they had that number that I read off in my terrible Spanish, then they received a free 5-gallon jug. Tom, the director, he got up and gave a talk. He made a really good point that really struck me as he got up there and said the pastor is not going to receive one penny of profit from this. In fact, the revenue that the church generates from this all needs to go back into the community. I have a big beef sometimes with Christianity, always wanting to convert people and making aid or help contingent upon accepting Jesus. And you know, in the Bible, Jesus didn't do that.
Healing Water's philosophy is that everyone can get water, not just people who come to the church or people who are Christian or people who, you know, serve the church or whatever.
There was no conversion talk. There was no believe and then we'll give you some water. It was just come to the church and get some water.
It's not for the church's benefit, it's for the community's benefit. So that's what we really like about the project. We're filling up the bottles, the garrafons that the people received yesterday, and some of them brought some from home as well. This is my favorite part. They were already lined up when we got here this morning, all the way down the block.
They've got this down to such a system that, I mean, it's better than anything I've seen. On the surface it looks so easy, but when you get down into it and you hear about all the complications, it's just incredible. So to see the dollars that have been donated physically be working, it kind of makes me feel more excited about donating. In fact, I'm so excited that I just kind of choreographed a nude interpretive dance that I'd like to show you right now. Should probably cut that out now.
Poke me with your lens. Well, I did.
We went to the next site that Healing Waters is going to be putting in a water purification system. And this site, I mean, we thought we saw poverty in San Luis, and this site was just beyond that. I mean, it was really sad. We walked around in the local slum, really, and went in and visited some people's homes that are also that have children that are sponsored by Compassion. I mean, we all walked away and just couldn't speak because the poverty was so intense. The neat thing is this church already has a room almost totally cleaned out and ready for this next system because they're so excited about how it's going to impact the community. Yesterday, like I said, was Free Water Day. We ended up giving away over 425 5-gallon jugs worth of water. And then by 10 o'clock this morning, there was already a line for people to get more water and who are going to pay for water. And this is after they just got free water the day before. So it's obvious that this is impacting the community huge.
I can't imagine ever waiting in line that long to receive anything, let alone water. But it shows the need.
When we handed out a jug of water and the person said thank you, it wasn't just the casual thanks that we might say to a waiter at a restaurant. It was just a thank you that of the type I've never received before. We leave tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. to go back to the States, and it's just been exhausting but amazing.
I totally lost my train of thought.
I noticed the camera's like, Bryce, you've ruined the video. Healing Waters doesn't try and spread itself so thin that it tries to do it all. It just focuses on the basic human need of water and does it really well. What comes out of that is a healthier workforce. People who don't miss work as often because they're just too sick to get out of bed. What comes out of that is children who are well enough to go to school every day.
I just think it's important that we become more educated in what's going on in the world. We have to do something, that we can't just sit still and not do something.
We can't afford to give a ton of money. We just can't. But seeing how every dollar reaches in some way to the front lines is just totally inspiring. We can't fix it all on our own, but there's always one part that probably gets us going a little more than others, and for Wendy and I, it's water and clean drinking water.